welcome back to Singly Loving. I'm Kate, and I have a little bit of time right now while my little foster buddy is sleeping. I'm not sure, he'll probably wake up here in the next about 15 minutes. So wanted to make a quick video just with a few things that are on my mind. So I got a new placement 2 days ago. It's a respite situation. It's an emergency respite care placement. And so what that basically means is that there was a child in foster care whose foster parents needed a babysitter of sorts for him a little bit longer term. So more than just an evening or even just an overnight. And what happened in this case is foster mom is not doing well health-wise, and so they needed somebody to take care of him while they sort of sort out what's going on with her health and then make a determination from there. Is he able to go back with them, or does she need to take a little bit of a break right now? And in that case, he would probably become a long-term placement in my house. And then, of course, just go through the normal course of foster care, maybe trying to find family that he could go with, or reunifying with his parents, or whatever else the courts decide. So that's what's going on with this little buddy right now, and it's really fun to have him in my house. I think I love this stage of foster parenting where I'm just getting to know them. He's kind of opening up a little bit. I'm getting to know his personality. I'm getting to know his patterns. He's learning me. We're laughing a lot. We're playing. We're visiting with friends and other moms that have kids his age, and just kind of establishing some kinds of routines. But what I'm really enjoying too is just kind of giving him the freedom to just be yourself. I want to know what you're like, little buddy, and seeing what toys he likes to play with, seeing what foods he likes to eat. This morning I gave him food I probably wouldn't normally feed him, like a super sugary kind of bagel. And I mean, it was literally just mostly sugar, and so I wouldn't normally give him that, but just watching him eat it, and oh, okay, so you really like bagels. He also really likes oatmeal. He really likes milk. There's certain things that I'm learning about him just because I'm not restricting him to my schedule or what I think he should eat. Yeah, I'm learning from him what he wants to eat, what he wants to do, how he wants to play, how he wants to nap, what time he wants to go to bed, his routine, different things like that. It's interesting getting this particular respite placement because he came with almost no information, not even his last name, which is probably not normal or right, but that's what I got. I got his first name and very little else. I think I heard his age, but I can't remember as it was just over the phone real quick. This is when he was born. So there's not a lot I know about him, which is interesting. That's not always the case with a placement, and especially I would say not with a respite placement, because normally as a foster parent doing respite care, I would be like babysitting for another foster parent's kids, babysitting usually overnight. And so they would be able to tell me these are his likes and his dislikes and his behaviors and how we're trying to correct things and what he eats and when he sleeps, things like that. So it's been really fun. He's a great little kid, and so it's not even as all-consuming as it could be, I think, just because he plays wonderfully, really likes to play with all the toys that I have, is a great eater. He's been sleeping awesome, almost 12 hours at night and a 2-hour nap. So I can't ask for more in terms of some of those questionable things at the beginning. He's just doing really great. So I wanted to update you with that, but I also thought I would just look back a little bit and share briefly about my other placements so far in foster care as a foster parent. So going all the way back to when I was first licensed, I got my first call maybe 3 or so weeks after I was officially licensed, and it was another emergency situation. And so I'm not going to share too many details about any particular child that I've had in my home, just for their own protection and their privacy and the privacy of their family. But I'll just briefly mention a little bit about those placements. So that first one was another emergency situation, and I actually had him just one night. And so again, it was just more like babysitting, really, for this great little boy. He was wonderful. I was so happy that he was able to quickly go back with his family. Sweet little boy. That was another interesting case for many reasons. But one is that I knew nothing about him when he came. And so in this world of foster care, I'm learning that sometimes parents have these stories of how little did your foster children show up with, or, you know, just funny things that happen in foster care that you're just you're ready for anything. And I think I was thrown in with that very first placement with kind of an unusual situation, and that I knew nothing about him. Literally not even his name or his age, or what language he spoke. There was a lot of question marks when he first came, but he was so much fun. That little boy was amazing. So I had a lot of fun with him. And then it was a few weeks later, after that, maybe a month or so, it was nice to have a little bit of a break and kind of reevaluate, okay, I've done this once, I'm sure this is what I want to do. And at that point even, I was starting to question things a little bit. Should I keep going or should I not? And I shared before in my videos, it was a long process of getting licensed, and so I was looking at maybe not actually doing foster care and sticking to some respite care because it might fit better with my life. And then I get a call right after Christmas. On January 2nd, I get a call about a little baby in the hospital, and after a lot of thinking about it, I decided to go for it and take this placement of this newborn baby. So sweet. And I love that little boy. Still have gotten to see him this whole past year many, many times, which has been so special to be his Auntie Kate. He has my heart completely. He's such a sweetie. So I had him for the first 6 months of his life. And then my third placement was a little boy that I got in November, middle of November. So I took a break between my second placement, which was the first baby, and I took a 7-month break until the second baby, which was technically my third placement. And I had that little boy for a month. It was another baby from the hospital. And so that was so sweet, just to get to go back to a hospital and pick up a sweet little baby, meet the nurses that had been caring for him, and just get thrown back in with an infant. And he was so different than the first baby, which was neat to see and neat to experience all within the same year. Just such different experiences with infants. And I had just a blast with that little guy. He slept great. That was probably like the big highlight, or thing that stands out from having that placement. Of course, the highlight was him. He was amazing and so sweet, and it was fun to be his auntie. But what was kind of a highlight was that he slept amazing. He slept through the night from about the third day I had him. And so I just had this clear mind and just got to enjoy and take in all of his wonderful sweetness, his little infantness. And I had a great time with him for a month. And then he got to go with some family. So I'm really happy for him too, that he's with family that loves him, and they still update me a lot about how he's doing, and might actually get to babysit for him sometime soon. So it's neat to stay in touch with this family like that. And then, of course, this is my fourth placement, a little boy, and he is about 1.5. And it's funny now that I'm looking back at these 4 placements and just realizing, wow, I've had 4 little boys who have been just all so sweet. Really feels like God has handpicked specific children for my home, which is really special, and assuring, I think, to know that God's handpicking children for me to fit in with what God wants for them, and vice versa, them for me. So it's wonderful, and I'm having a great time with this little guy, and would love to update you guys more when I find out what's going to happen in his case. Thanks. See you later.